Welcome to Mysteries of the Superstition Mountains. Today we have a Superstition Mountain rescue story from Maricopa County Sheriff Clint Bradshaw.
So like I say, it's working around the Superstitions and the Goldfield Mountains for all these years. I've just had, the opportunity to respond to a lot of emergencies and stuff. And one time we were kind of over by Saguaro Lake, which is in the area of the Goldfields and, the Superstition area. And we got a call that there was a kid stuck on a cliff, and that's kind of unique, we thought. So, and they said he was on a very precarious, little cliff, and he was starting to get weak, and he could fall, and so, of course, we, lights and sirens go over there, and I always carry an old, cowboy rope we call lariat in my truck. I just, you never know if we have calls with animals and stuff too, and so so I grabbed a pair of gloves, and when we got there on scene, and I grabbed a pair of gloves, and I grabbed that lariat out of the back of my truck, and started heading this way. And it was summertime, so it was pretty hot. We get there, and of course the kid's friends were there, and they point him out, and so the mountain kind of goes up at an angle, and then it becomes into a cliff, and that cliff, goes straight up like 100 feet, and he's probably about halfway down that. How he got there, I don't even know. I don't even think we asked him later, but he's on this little ledge about halfway down that, so he's maybe 30, 40, 50 feet above, where the hill then that slants back down. And so if he were to fall off there, he could surely die and would definitely be injured pretty bad. But he was right on the edge of the cliff, so we're like, should we call in a helicopter? Should we, what could we do? Well, he's kind of crying, and he's calling out, and he's all like, my muscles are, starting to fatigue, and he's like, I'm gonna fall, and he wasn't even on a ledge. The ledge he was on was slanted too, so I could see there was looked like a little trail up above him a little bit. So I hiked up there as fast as I could with that lariat, and I kind of came across this trail, which really was about this wide, and came across the top of that, and I was able to get to where I wasn't right on top of him, but he was just at an angle away from me. And so I took that lariat and I built a loop in it, and I was trying to throw it on him, which I was unsuccessful a few times. And then so I was able just to get him the rope, and he was able to get it undone and put it under his shoulders, or under his armpits, and kind of hold on to it like that. And so that was good. So I thought, okay, he's secure. But then, we had some deputies down below, and we'd had some deputies respond in the patrol boat out there, so, but I was thinking, man, if he falls, I just don't think I could hold him. He wasn't very big, but I thought, I don't think I could hold him. And there was one little cholla cactus that was growing out of the side of the mountain. If you're ever out there, in the Superstitions, you'll see these saguaro and cactus and other things that literally look like they're just growing out of the rock. There's like a little bit of dirt there, but there's a pretty big cholla cactus there. And so I kind of took that lariat and I looped it around that cholla, and I kind of put my foot down there, and I kind of sat back like that. And I thought, okay, but I was like, if he falls, and I also thought, man, if he falls and the rope starts going, I'm just gonna have to let go of the rope. I think I'd kind of taken the rope and put it around me like this. And I had another one of our deputies, I said, come up here. And so he comes up there and kind of got behind me and was holding the rope too. And so we tried to instruct the kid to turn around and kind of just walk backwards down the cliff like he was rappelling, and just said, hold on to that rope and just walk backwards slowly, and we'll kind of let you. Well, he kind of turned around, and no sooner had he kind of went to walk backwards than he just fell, and he just went, and I just remember him disappearing. And I just remember holding onto that rope, and the tension came on it, and it kind of on that cholla, and it just held. And it held, and I couldn't see him because he'd kind of went over the ledge, but he just fell, and he only had fallen. There wasn't much slack in the rope, so he only fell a little bit, and then he was just swinging down there and just dangling, you know, with this lariat in his armpit, holding on to it like this. And I could hear the deputies down there. They're like, he's okay, he's okay. They said, just lower him down. So we kind of just slowly lowered him down, you know, until he was on the ground, and then we went back down there and looked at him, and he was perfectly fine. He wasn't injured. Like, I thought maybe the rope had burned him or something, but he was perfectly okay, and it was all good. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to say, what in the world were you guys climbing up they're just kids, you know, and just being adventurous, I guess, and everything. But and I didn't think it was that big a deal, really, but some people are like, you're crazy walking out on that little cliff. And I don't know, I was just like, oh, I mean, because that's, you know, climbing up on that cliff was probably something I would have done as a kid. So I felt like it was good to save him. So he was perfectly fine, and we rescued him. Probably not a real good technical, what you call rope rescue, but we didn't have time. You know, he was going to fall, and if we didn't have time to wait for a helicopter, we didn't have a time to wait for a technical rescue crew. We just had to do with what we had, and I had that old cowboy rope, and it worked out real good.
Thank you for watching this episode of Mysteries of the Superstition Mountains.